Make sure you like and subscribe and everything like that. But look, y'all, we got to dig into some football today. Hey, my boy AJ, we did some preseason predictions, and he was high on the New York Jets. He said, hey, the New York Jets will win the AFC East. Well, they went into Denver for a rivalry game with Nathaniel Hackett and Sean Payton and, Zach Wilson, all that good stuff, Aaron Rodgers, and lost to Bo Nix. Sorry, baby. Bo Nix. So, AJ, this is like for you for real, because you're high on the Jets. Should you and other Jets supporters still feel confident about the Jets winning the NFC? Sorry, AFC East, because we know who won the NFC East. But AFC East.
Yeah, we do. We do know. Honestly, man, I seen this question. We talk about our questions before we go on. We got time to prep and things of that nature. Mark, I got you. We got time to prep our questions or whatever. And I seen the question come across my phone, and I'm like, why wouldn't we be confident? Why not? I mean, this is the one thing I will say. Aaron Rodgers was definitely gimpy to end that game. He didn't look like himself, and he didn't play well. So I always preface my comments by saying, if Aaron Rodgers is not right, if Aaron Rodgers is not healthy to the point where he can't play, all bets are off. Because my premise is always going to be on, I think Aaron Rodgers can still be that dude. He's going to have his down games. He's going to have his moments where he shows his age, like this past game. He's going to have his moments. But as long as that defense is playing as well as they have been playing, you put Aaron Rodgers in position to win. He's continuing to build that chemistry with his receivers. I think they'll be fine. And then I look over at the Buffalo Bills, man, and granted, up till this previous game against the Ravens, they have looked great. Again, up to this previous game against the Ravens, they looked abysmal. They looked terrible. Then the boys rushed for like 254 yards between Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. Now, again, it's the Ravens. Mm-hmm. It's different. But I know when we was going through our pick'ems last week, we was thinking about that matchup. But we was both kind of like, we want to go with the Bills because of how well they've been looking. But at the same time, we got these expectations on the Ravens. They kind of got to have this game to, stay in line with our predictions. That's one of the main reasons why I picked them. I'm like, I like the Ravens, but in order to keep my narratives alive that they're going to make this run, I feel like this is a game that they got to have. I didn't expect to turn on the TV and see what I just saw. And so when you look at that, combined with what the Jets have going on, yes, they got to get Breece Hall more involved. I think they got to get him more involved in the pass game and in the screen game and things of that nature. So I will admit that. Yes, Aaron Rodgers has to be healthy, and he's got to play better. No question about it. Aaron got to be much better. You limit a team to 10 points on defense, you can't lose that game. He said it in his press conference. Bruh, you limit a team to 10 points. Well, they threw the ball. Bo Picks threw the ball for 60 yards. 60 yards, and Sutton had all 60 yards. Like, run receiver caught the ball for 60 yards, and that's all of the yardage that the man had. One touchdown, and Sutton had that one touchdown as well. So he literally did all of the work in the passing game, and you still found a way to lose that game. That's, again, you could be a little concerned, but we're going to see what the Jets are about pretty soon. They got a tough schedule coming up. My favorite thing to do, Joe, is look ahead, look at the schedule. Very tough schedule coming up. Minnesota's hot right now. They got to go to Minnesota. Then they got to see your Buffalo Bills right after that. Then they got to see the Steelers, who just lost a dogfight with the Colts. And shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? They put up some points finally last week. They put up some points. And I was impressed. I'm not going to lie. I know we're not talking about them, but I do. I was impressed by Fields last week. I give him credit where it's due. So we're going to learn a lot about the Jets over the next 3 weeks. But I'm not going to overreact to this game against the Broncos. It happens. Heck, man, they came out there. Broncos came out there and smacked the Buccaneers. Then the Buccaneers came out and smacked us. So, I mean, I'm not going to overreact. I think they'll be just fine.
I will be concerned with that offensive line. That offensive line is terrible. Now, you look at the Aaron Rodgers numbers, 24 for 42. You look at the stat sheet, you would say, oh, no touchdowns. QB rating of 72. He got sacked 5 times. You would say, oh, he had a bad game. I feel like Aaron Rodgers was good. What was bad was the offensive line. He was good for what he worked with, in my opinion. He talking about the LJA flag.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought it was Eagles related. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. Where your flag probably. Come on, man. But the Bills, I'm talking to AJ right now. But in my, I thought Aaron Rodgers played good. I feel like they started off bad, and then as the game went on, he caught rhythm. But the issue was the cadences, like at the line of scrimmage, him, Green 15, yeah, oh, false start. Come on, y'all, come on, bro. Y'all know the code. Y'all don't know the call when he's for real. You don't know the call when he's faking it. You don't know the hard count. They was
At home, at home.
like, come on, false start, and we know Aaron Rodgers is the hard count king. He's the type of guy, and he got one with Garrett Wilson. With a hard count, they jumped off sides, threw a dot to a Garrett Wilson on PS2, called it free play. Aaron Rodgers is famous at that. He lived through his whole career doing that, and they just kept backing up. They kept losing yards, like getting negative, putting themselves in a hole in multiple drives because of penalties. And I should have counted. I don't know how many times when they actually converted on for a first down, but it was taken back because of a penalty. Yeah. So I'm not gonna put. I thought Aaron Rodgers played well. It's just that offensive line is with where Aaron Rodgers is right now. He's not the old Aaron Rodgers. I'm used to Aaron Rodgers being sacked the most in the league and still making it, still going 15-1. That's Aaron Rodgers right there. Aaron Rodgers. He never really had a great O-line his whole career, but he still made it work. This Aaron Rodgers, you need an offensive line with that. And Breece Hall, I get it, the offensive line ain't doing their job, but Braylon Edwards coming in, he getting some positive yards. Breece Hall, I don't know what's going on. It was one time he ran right into the lineman. I'm like, dang, Breece Hall. And I had him on fantasy. I was kind of upset about that. But Breece Hall did not play well at all. Garrett Wilson fumbled early in the game. I know the conditions were bad. Bo Nix was horrible. That game could have been worse, but he was horrible. I was telling Bibby earlier, like, yo, I like his competitiveness, but he's terrible. He has no accuracy. He's like off from every throw. He had one good throw the whole game to Sutton. Even the touchdown he threw to Sutton was an overthrow. Sutton almost stepped out of bounds, catching it. He was wide open. So if I'm the Jets fans, I'm a little concerned because the Bills, like you said, they look good. And yes, they got blown out by the Ravens. Context matters. Ravens 1-2. They lose this game to the Bills. They 1-3. Ray Lewis in the house. I think Ray Lewis was there. It was Monday night. The Ravens going into that game. Lamar is 8-1 on primetime games. The only team he lost to was the Chiefs on primetime at home. So, like, all that happened. And then on the first play, Derrick Henry breaks for an 87-yard run. Like, I mean, that crowd was crazy. So I'm not giving the Bills a pass, but I'm not gonna, like, that happens sometimes. And the Bills, the first time they lost by more than 6 points in, like, I forgot how many games in a row. So, like, that happens. But the Broncos, come on.
I mean, I can say the same thing for the Jets, though. How many games the Jets gonna lose giving up 10 points?
But the Jets,
they're not gonna lose a lot. They're not gonna. I guarantee it. If the Jets defense can hold every team they play for the rest of the season to 10 points, which won't happen. But I'm just thinking. I'm just saying in general, though. If they hold every team to under 10 points, they're going to win the Super Bowl. They win the Super Bowl. Now, I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. Let's not get carried away. But I do think the way this defense is playing, outside of week 1 when they played the Niners, they gave up 17 to the Titans. They gave up 3 points to the Patriots, and they gave up 10 points to the Broncos. Granted, these aren't great, amazing opponents. I'm not saying that they are. But what I'm saying is we have seen this defense step up and play well. If the defense can play well and give Aaron Rodgers something to work with, I'm not as concerned. But it comes down to, like you said, Breece Hall got to step up. He got to show that he is the back that we know he can be. And the offensive line, more than protect, they got to make sure, like, you can't be getting false starts and things of that nature. Like, yeah. I didn't even bring that up, Joe, because even though I know that was a big part of the reason why they lost the game, I'm not counting on that to continue to happen. If your quarterback is Aaron Rodgers, they're going to drill that home this whole week. This whole week, we're going to get this cadence right because I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. I'm Aaron Rodgers. I'm one of the best to ever play the game, and this is what I do. This is how I keep defenses on their toes. So we're going to keep this going. You guys going to have to figure this out. So I think they'll get it. I think they'll get it down. The one concern I have, or the few concerns I have, like I said, Aaron Rodgers got to stay healthy. I don't like the fact that his knee is bothering him. I don't like that. That just limits his mobility even more. And this schedule, like the schedule tough, but I still, again, I trust this defense. I trust Aaron Rodgers, and I think Bryce Hall will get it together. I think he'll get it together. But with Brees, my bad, Brees. But ultimately, hey, we'll see. I'm not going to overreact to what I saw. Yeah. Because we saw 2 missed field goals too. Granted, they were long field goals, but like they should have won that game. It was one of them games. It's just you see every now and then in the NFL, like you said about the Bills, when it's not your day, it's not your day. It don't matter sometimes who the opponent is. It's the NFL. If it's not your day, it's just not your day. And that's the vibe I got watching that game. It just wasn't their day. But I think coming off that type of L, they'll be up for these next few. They got no choice.
I feel like people got too excited over the Patriots game
because Aaron Rodgers looked evasive. He looked like he was moving like old Aaron Rodgers that game. He didn't look like it last game, but that was my biggest thing. He's escaping the pocket. He's moving around fluid. Like he's looking good.
He did a little bit this game too, but not as much as the Patriots game.
When he started getting hit, it was done for that. He started getting hit, it was a wrap.
The difference in the Patriots game was the Jets dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Like they dominated. In this game, they got dominated in the line of scrimmage. But we did see the same Broncos team dominate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, defensively. This same Broncos team gave the Seahawks problems too. Like Bo Picks is the reason why they're not winning. Like for real, that defense has been showing up. So I'm not saying like, oh, I should be concerned. Like, oh man, our season. I'm concerned about the offensive line. If I'm a Jets fan, I'm worried because even against the Titans, they didn't look good offensively. Against the 49ers, definitely only one drive they look good. And then this game, come on now. So the only good game they had really was the Pacers game. So we'll see. They got the Vikings. I saw CJ how he looked. I saw Brock Purdy how he looked. I saw Jordan Love how he looked on Sunday.
And he had on the Brett Favre jersey. He really went out there and played like Brett Favre. He really like three interceptions, 4 touchdowns, like 300-something yards. Like that's Brett Favre-esque, bro. That was a Brett Favre game.
Facts. So we'll see. We'll see.
Most def. But